Hi everybody, Monday the 20th of October and another day now in my daily diaries of coping with the loss of my wife due to Parkinson's. And today's been a mixed emotions today. I managed to get out. I got up, I didn't want to get out of bed this morning. Got up about 10 o'clock. I had a on and off night. I just had some breakfast and had another long lounge in a hot bath. I managed to get out in the afternoon. Went out for a walk and a cup of coffee and sit down, just sort of general get out in the fresh air. Got back home and actually I was just thinking about making some tea when my lovely neighbour turned up with a big plate of, it took me ages to eat it, Yorkshire pudding, veggie sausages, and about 5, 6 of them, something like that. Mashed potato, sweet corn. Well, it was all sorts on it, but it was all spilling off the plate. So that's been really appreciated. I've managed to get all that down. Because I didn't know what I was going to do for my tea, to be honest. I didn't know what I was going to do, so they've been really good. They really have. Her and a chap, Anthony. Yeah, so I'm going to chill tonight and just try and get involved in something. The day itself on Friday, well, that was hard, as you can imagine. I got to the hotel Thursday. Couldn't sleep. I got in bed about 12:30, but I was wide awake, so I really couldn't sleep. I probably got a couple of hours sleep during the night. I was up at 5:45, 10 to 6. Breakfast, and I got myself a taxi. And was over sat in the chapel chatting with Angie for 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock as people started turning up. Said like my final goodbyes and that. We got to the church. People turned up. We all got to the church and long service. It was a good service. Quite a lot of people there. Big turnout for her. You know, even people that I worked with. You know, that never really met Angie, but you know, out of respect, which, you know, thumbs up to you all. Thank you. Even the owner of the scarf factory I've used for years. I don't think he's ever actually met her, I don't think. The designer, Nathan, I think he's met her once or twice when she's been sat in the car, but they came all the way up from Leicester. So yeah, thank you. Thanks for that. It's just nice. It's nice. And then we got to the young Ainsley did well, carrying a photograph in. Yeah, he did really well. He handled the day pretty well, actually, for a 10-year-old as well. You know, even at the cemetery, you know, I said to me and Ainsley, will you carry the picture back? You know, carry the picture back again, back to the, once your nan's gone. You know, so he said, yeah. Hey. Cordley stood up and did a speech. Just like a nan. Just like a nan. I couldn't have done that. I could not, in the memory man, have stood up and done a speech like that. Not at all. She did really well with it. Really well. She has been a godsend, to be honest. Been a proper rock. Organised loads of stuff for me and with me. Really. Oh, great. Our grandson Wayne, he turned up handcuffed to two guards, 2 prison officers, which was sad to see, but nice to see. You know, and they let him go to the church and over to the cemetery as well. And like I said to him, for God's sake, Wayne, make this be a reality check. Don't want to be doing this again. Just give your head a wobble now. Do what you've got to do. Just keep out of trouble and do what you've got to do to get out. And stay out. And do whatever you've got to do to stay out. You know, even the big family holiday. Used to go on family holidays all together. You know, and I kept promising him, once you get out, you know, you're on the next one, because he's not been on one. You're on the next one. Well, now he might be, but without his nan. His nan's not going to be on the next one. So for God's sake, Wayne, sort your head out. I'm not going to for anybody else out there that's... Stop it. Just sort your head out and get on the straight and narrow. Anyway, the evening was nice. You know, there was a lot there. As usual, way too much food. So I did my best. I took a load back with me to the hotel. I was eating sandwiches about 3:30 in the morning. Sat up in bed. I had quite a lot to drink and all. People were buying me drinks, and I said I wasn't going to get drunk, but to be honest, the amount of drink that I did drink, I should have been drunk, but I wasn't. The young ones, the grandkids, they got me involved in them. What are the Jaeger bombs or something? You know, so I was already on my Jack Daniels and my Guinness, and they got me involved with them. Anyway, I stood up all night. I wasn't feeling it, and I was all right in the morning. So maybe there's still life in the old dog yet. But it's like during the evening at one point, you know, people are laughing and joking, and I'm trying to do my rounds and speak to everybody best I can, and you know, you hand you this, and then all of a sudden you're off about something else. You're talking about some other memory, or I've not seen you since such a time, and I remember hearing something once that, you know, sort of said, once you've passed, you know, remember, and you once you funeral, well, the day of your funeral, just remember that within hours, people will be drinking, eating, laughing, joking, not about you. Occasionally might be about you, but by the end of the night, your name probably doesn't get mentioned that often. And I noticed that on Friday night. I noticed that. I'm not saying it's wrong, but you know, you think people need to live more. People need to live more. Because people's lives still have to go on. Everybody's. I know mine's got to go on. Struggling with it at the moment, so I accept that, but I know it has. Keep having a bit of a meltdown, but I'm going back to the gym tomorrow. I'm going to try and go every day now, just to get some energy back, some motivation, something, you know, to get me up and out in the morning, and yeah, get me going again. Didn't get back to the hotel though Friday night till about 22, 11:45. So I got dropped off. Got somebody giving me a lift. I didn't have to get the taxi. And Saturday morning I actually got up and went watching Ainsley play football. So that was okay. What did I do after that? I went back for a brew, I think, and then I went back to, I can't remember now. And then I went spend an hour with Angie at the cemetery. And took the cards off the bunches of flowers and stuff before they started getting wet and soggy. So I brought them home. And then I went into Bolton Town Centre. I thought I'd go and have a walk round. Not been there for a while. And now I realise why I don't live in Bolton anymore, if that's my local town. It's run down, full of a lot of not rights and beggars and stuff. And of course, while I'm walking around, I bumped into two people, one of Angie's mates and somebody else. So that sort of had to go through all again. You know, and it's, I know I'm going to I've got that to come, you know. Still going to bump into people and go, "So how was Angie?" You know. I went home, got back on the Saturday night and opened up all the cards that I've been given on Friday night, all the sympathy cards. I opened them Saturday night. I've put them all up here since I got home last night. They're all up in the front room. And then Sunday, was up and out again for about 10:30, over to the cemetery. Spent another hour with Angie. And then out with Cordelia and Joe and the kids. They took me out for an Italian in the afternoon. And then we watched the football in the afternoon. And then I came home. Goes home for 8 o'clock, something like that. Got a shower and changed. But it's just reality again when you walk in. The quietness when you walk in. It hits you. And then I started thinking about, the Parkinson's itself. It's, if you're looking after anybody with Parkinson's, the only main advice I can give you is have some patience. It's hard at times, and I've said it on these videos when I've sort of snapped and I've raised my voice, and now I wish I hadn't. But it's natural. It's only human nature in a moment, because you get frustrated, but you get to this stage I'm at now, and you look back and you just think, did it matter? Did it really matter? Why? Why did he take the off? Why did he say, all right, well, we're not bothering going out now because she was taking too long? So I've got all that whys and why nots and what ifs to go through yet. I wish I hadn't have done this, or why didn't I do that? Why did I say that? Why I wish I hadn't said this, that and the other, and why didn't I get more involved with, sometimes I'd leave her sat on the settee. Once I'd give her the tea and got her washed and changed, then I'd leave her sat on the settee there with the TV on, and I'd just go on computer for an hour, and why did I do that? Why didn't I just just think, why didn't I give Angie that hour? I know. I know you're going to come back and you're going to say, and everybody else will say, but you need that bit of space. And I know all that, and that's what we're doing. I'd have ended up, in next plot, to be honest with you, if I hadn't done this, but it doesn't stop the guilty feeling. It doesn't stop that guilty feeling. One thing before I go, I keep saying I'm looking for signs, and I am struggling for them. But yesterday at the cemetery, I got to the cemetery, pulled up. I cut some flowers off each bunch. I'm going to get them put together in some sort of resin thing. But I'd cut them all off, put them on side in a little carrier bag. I'm just stood just stood looking at all the flowers on this mound of earth on the grave, and I had my phone in my pocket. Now, I had my phone playing through my speakers in the car on my Spotify, and the last record as I got out of the car wasn't anything I can remember. But what I do know that it wasn't is all of a sudden my phone in my pocket started playing Jimmy Ruffin, It's Wonderful to Be Loved by You. In my pocket. Why? And I turned it, I went, oh, and I turned it off and put it back in my pocket. And it worked, so afterwards I thought, that's a sign. It's me, I'm not picking up on these signs. Because my phone never just automatically plays a song. It's never done it in all the years I've been using it and using it as, it never does, so that sort of cheered me up in one sense, so, but I just need more of them. I need more of them. And I want to be 2 years down the line. I do. Got some legal stuff to sort out tomorrow. Bloody bank accounts and all that crap. So right, I'm going to get off now. I think I've done well with this one. I just talked myself into doing it. So hopefully I can do another one tomorrow. So as usual, press your like buttons, follow me, and do all the usuals, please. And then hopefully I'll do another one tomorrow. So as per usual, you take care now. Bye.